Chapter 22. Obsidian, Swan, One Who, Joe, and the Whisperer were all talking around the fire. It was late morning. They had decided to wait for Oriel and Alter's return at their usual beach site. The Whisperer had been gone for a full day, planning the trial for the sea dragon, Eve. However, the trial plans had been negated as a consequence of the newly negotiated peace agreement. When Oriel and Alter finally flew in, the beachgoers all stood up, welcoming them back, eager to hear of their adventure with the beast. When they landed, Oriel and Alter each took deep breaths to regain their energy. The flight, though only 3 kilometers away, was buffeted by strong winds blowing against them.
"Well, what happened?"
One Who exclaimed, looking between the two of them. Oriel tilted her head at Alter.
"She will tell you. Give us a chance to catch our breath. It was not easy flying against the winds."
Alter gradually transformed from a raven into her servitor form, took one last deep, slow breath, and exhaled.
I met her in her underground cavern. The beast is an amazing creature. I have never met one like her, nor have I ever heard of one like her. Yet she has weaknesses.
"Which are?"
Obsidian asked.
1, she cannot fly. That is probably her biggest fear, that she is vulnerable from the air. 2, she is as vainglorious as one can be, believing herself to be the chosen one.
"Like a messiah?"
Like a god.
Alter corrected.
She doesn't believe she is God. She knows it, and that's a dangerous line to cross.
"Why is it a weakness?"
One Who asked, his eyes narrowing.
She will be overconfident. And when one is overconfident, they tend to underestimate their adversaries.
"What does she want?"
She wants to be God in this world.
Alter announced with a sober tone.
To do what?
Joe asked.
To rule, to hold all the power, to be unchallenged, to live a god's life while all of the other creatures upon this planet do her will.
So everyone and everything in this world are her subjects? Her property?
Joe asked rhetorically. Nevertheless, Alter nodded to leave no doubt. The Whisperer leaned toward One Who, mumbling something inaudible. One Who nodded, and then raised his hand as if to suggest all of them should wait a moment for him to speak. Whisperer leaned back, and One Who's face became stern.
"If what you say is true, and I'm sure we all want to hear about her strengths, not just her weaknesses, the beast is clearly drawing battle lines with us, because our God is not her. Our God is this planet. And unless she can show us that she is the embodiment of this planet, we will always see her as an imposter, and imposters are to be avoided, not embraced."
So, what are her strengths?
Soen asked. Alter glanced down for a moment, ordering them in her mind.
She can manipulate time. She can breathe fire 100 meters. She can produce a sonar blast that penetrates all materials. She can swim faster than any creature. And on top of all of this, she is highly intelligent.
You forgot the part where she's even bigger than Obsidian.
Oriel threw in. Obsidian's head recoiled, his eyes squinting in disbelief.
No, it's true.
Alter said.
Not by a lot, but she's definitely fatter than you.
"She can't fly. Game over."
Obsidian remarked, crossing his arms in a huff. Soen stood up, throwing some more wood on the fire, and then turned to Alter.
What is our next move?
She wants to meet us, in particular, Obsidian. She sees Obsidian as her potential challenger.
"And what about us?"
One Who half shouted. Alter paused.
She is not concerned about anyone else. She believes the rest of us will fall in line, even Adam and Eve. However, Obsidian could challenge her, and she wants to meet him. Ostensibly, she would meet us to assess the situation and determine if we would become her loyal subjects. However, I believe she really is interested in assessing Obsidian and determining his willingness to become one of her tools.
"Well, that will never happen, I assure you."
Obsidian protested.
"She is obviously crazy in as much as she believes this could even be possible."
All she wants is a meeting.
Soen repeated as if to realign the conversation.
When?
This afternoon.
Where?
Here, she will come here.
And all of us can be present?
Obsidian asked.
I see no reason why not.
Alter said.
I am to proffer this and return to her with our answer. What should I tell her?
One who stood to his feet.
Let her come. Let her make a fool of herself. Let her see what we are in comparison to her and her sea dragons. Let her study obsidian if she must, because I agree with him. She cannot fly. Game over.
They all nodded their agreement, partly for the reasons that one who cited, but mostly because they wanted to witness such a creature as the beast. Soen had remained standing and moved closer to the fire.
You said she can manipulate time. In what manner?
She can cause you to be immobile for about a minute.
Sounds like she told you some fairy tales.
Joe said.
She did it to me.
Alter quipped.
She immobilized me when I first approached her. If she can do this to me, she can probably do this to any creature. I am not easily manipulated.
One who murmured.
Bring her here anyway. The sooner she meets us, the better. She will make a smarter decision once she sees us and understands our capabilities.
I think we should stay neutral,
Soen advised.
not to show ourselves as powerful adversaries, but neutral and independent creatures who are not terribly impressed with her vain assertion that she alone is God in this world.
She could turn violent if we did that.
One who asserted.
Then what?
She told me that she would promise to be on her best behavior. I don't think she would attack us if we did what Suin is suggesting.
What are you to her?
One who asked.
You said she looks at everyone as her subjects. How does she look upon you?
I am her negotiator.
You work for her?
One who asked, pointing a bony, hairy finger with a long claw extended to the sea.
I work for us. She believes I work for her.
If what you say is true, I wouldn't count on it. That she believes this.
Oh, I don't count on anything in this world.
With that, Alter began her transformation into a seagull. She knew the form would be better suited for her travels back to the island. Oriel was already skyward, moving slowly so Alter could catch up. When she did, she looked at Alter with surprise.
You didn't even meet with Adam and Eve. Have you left them and joined us?
They're informed. They can listen into my conversations.
I didn't realize that. So, they heard your conversation with the beast. What did they think?
The two of them finished the hard part of the journey, the climb to cruising altitude. Alter glanced in Oriel's direction, comfortable with the glide path they had chosen. The wind behind them was comforting.
The reaction they had was the same as mine, and probably yours. The beast is aptly named.